Now, when you're diagnosed with a long-term illness, it's truly life-changing. And all you can think about, or you probably think about, is putting all your effort into fighting it for you, your friends, your family. And breast cancer is unfortunately one of those illnesses. Just under 4,000 women are diagnosed with the condition in the East Midlands every year, according to Cancer Research UK. You often hear about the risks and symptoms of the condition, but one Nottingham surgeon is making it her mission to raise awareness of breast cancer in the local Bangladeshi community. Ashrafun Nessa hosted an event for Bangladeshi women in the city today to talk to them about the condition. She joins you now on BBC Radio Nottingham. Good evening. So how did the event go?
It was really a huge success. I would first thank you, Hansa, for having me here on the studio today. So it was really a huge success in terms of the facts and information I wanted to pass to my ladies. It was really, really good to see the enthusiasm among them.
So what did you talk to them about exactly?
So as you say, that there is a huge load of breast cancers in this country and all over the world, and it's the most common cancer in female. 1 in 8 ladies have their lifetime risk of having breast cancers. And there are lots of information on the website, on net, and this is the October. This is a month of breast cancer awareness, where everybody wants to try to pass information and talk about it, so make people aware. So I just give them the information regarding the breast cancer, what's the risk factor, what we should know about us, what we should do, and what we can do to, help us to combat this breast cancer situation.
So what are some of the main symptoms, would you say, of breast cancer?
So the most common sign or symptom, what I should say, is lump in the breast. And lump in the breast, there's lots of causes for this other than breast cancer. But if you have got a lump, it's best to just have checked by your doctor that whether it's a cancer or not. So lots of other reasons you can have a lump in your breast, but there are some group of people who will be at the first instance, they will think, oh, this is a cancer and I'm done with it. And there are other group of people who will just neglect it because it's a painless lump. It has got nothing to do with you, so you will neglect. If you don't know that it can be breast cancer, you will just neglect. So the most common symptom is breast lump. And then there are some other changes that can happen with the skin changes, like dimpling, puckering, skin changes. The skin can become like an orange peel. If you there can be changes in your shape and size, the direction of the nipple. It can get turned in, like which we call it inverted nipple. You can have nipple discharge, but very rarely breast pain is sign or symptoms of breast cancer. So if you have got breast pain, you're less likely to have breast cancer.
See, that's interesting, because when somebody does, when you do feel a bit of pain, I mean, you do think, because you can feel it, the pain's there, you think, oh, something must be wrong. But as you're saying, it's not necessary. Like it's unlikely to be breast cancer if you feel the pain. So it's more about the symptoms that you don't feel. I mean, obviously, apart from the lump, and it's more about kind of maybe the look and different aspects of your breasts.
Yeah, as it is a painless lump, so most people neglect it. Because if you have got pain, then it draws your attention towards it. Most of the people just neglect because it's just a painless lump and it's doing nothing. So you never give attention to it. So this is the information you need to know, that if I have a lump, I need to get it checked by my doctor. That's the information I wanted to pass to them.
Right. So at this event today, what other issues, if any, were raised by the women?
So as I was talking with them regarding the risk factor, what you can do, as I said, knowing about your breast, being breast aware. So I could find that really there was very few ladies, they were really aware about this. And as from our cultural background, religious background, and with the language constraint, there is... the ladies were not really very aware of the situation of the breast cancer. And NHS has got a screening service. After 50, you are entitled to have free breast screening with mammogram. But I just had only one lady who knew about it. maybe because most of the ladies were below 50, but I would, expect that they should know that they have got this opportunity of getting screened. And the other risk factor I was talking about that very few people knew. So it was really a success in that form that I could pass the message to them.
So why do you think Bangladeshi women in particular, obviously the ladies who you were speaking to today, might not know as much about the condition?
So, as I said, that with this, it's a private organ. Not only Bangladeshi, the females all over the world would just ever talking about it, or just, it's not a matter of discussion or thing. But in terms of Bangladeshi people, as I said, with this language barrier and education, and the group I met today, there was a huge portion, moving from Italy, so they are new to the system. And with the breast cancer, if you don't want to know, you are not looking for it. So it's not that NHS is going door to door to everybody to saying that but with this persons living here a long time, they came to know with the NHS services. But the Bangladeshi ladies, I would say that they do go to NHS. They take NHS help when they need to, when this is an emergency or urgency, anything. But with a painless lump, something, they won't, bother.
Okay. So why did you want to do this event in the first place?
So, as I said, October is the month of breast care awareness. So breast cancer awareness programs are going all over the world, and you can see in internet, television, and everywhere. And last years when I was back home, I did, participated in all that kind of programs. And we do socialize here regularly. We do have got this, party every month where we meet each other. So I thought this is the best time when I can pass some message to them.
But why was it important to you to get involved?
So I had a little story regarding this. I has got some personal motivation, and I felt that I should, as I am a doctor and I have seen people presenting late, very late, just not knowing that this lump can be a cancer. So if I can share your story with you. So one of my relative whom I met in one of my cousin's wedding, and she was a very, very lively person, and she was smiling over the wedding, and we had a very good time. But a couple of months later, I get to know that she died, and it was really, yeah. And I was so thundered that, and she died from breast cancer.
Oh wow.
Actually, she died at the age of 42. She had a breast lump, but she didn't know that this can be breast cancer. And she kind of knowing that the lump, which was painless, she just had some skin changes. She neglected all the time. But at some point, she came to know that this is breast cancer, but she decided not to go for any kind of treatment because it will be a financial constraint because I'm talking the story, which is from Bangladesh. So she decided not to take any treatment, and she organized marriage for her daughter, which is at the age of just 18, organized some other. She was preparing herself that I'm going to die. But I felt like that if I knew that if I just give the information to my relatives, my friends and families, that you should check yourself, you should be breast aware, and it's just a simple painless lump can be a cancer, and you should take help in early stage, because if you can identify the breast cancer at early stage, the survival rate increases, because early breast cancer has got 87% mortality, 5-year survival rate. But if you diagnosis in a late stage, it will come to 27%.
Do you know if she went to get diagnosed or went to get help when
she went to get help in an inverse way? She had developed convulsion fits, so then she was taken to hospital. So then the doctors find out that she had breast cancer, which is already spread it to her brain.
Wow. So did she know before she'd got this medical attention that she'd got breast cancer, or did she just think she was unwell?
At some point she knew that she has breast cancer, but initially when she had the breast lump for years, she just neglected because it was a painless lump.
Right, I see. Wow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and obviously can understand why something like that would motivate you to want to spread that message. So, do you think that talking about sort of body parts and things like that, because body parts is a personal thing, do you think it's something that people do enough of?
I don't think. I don't think that even I'm not talking about only Bangladeshi ladies. I don't think any female or any ladies, and when we are chatting, we just don't talk about our private parts. And some, I mean, some in modern westernized society, some people may be conscious or maybe conscious about their shape and good look, but I don't think they are really very conscious about the health of the breast and to discuss about that what's being a breast hour just mean just to know your breast, and you can just pass that information to each other that you should know yourself in breast, being breast hour, not being hour in that sense that with the shape and good looking, but with the health of it.
Yeah, like you say, very much about the health of your parts. Well, thank you for coming in, and I hope you continue to spread the awareness of breast cancer, and likewise encouraging people to talk about the health of their private parts, as we say. Thank you so much. That's Ashrafun Nessa, who is a Nottingham surgeon, speaking to you on BBC Radio Nottingham.